So, step one, setting up Premiere Pro. In this video, we'll be looking at how you set up your project, make the folders, and make sure that you don't lose any of your work. So you can see that in my Premiere Pro, this is the finished project. I've got all of my raw footage, text, images, all sourced in this folder here. This is like your asset folder almost, like in Unity. I've got my sequence here where I've started to edit together and create all these transitions. And you've got your viewport here. Now this is all set up for us already, but I'm going to talk you through how I got to this point. So let me close Premiere Pro completely. What I would suggest you do is you make a new folder on your desktop or in your documents and call it Game Design Showreel Your Name. I'll call this one Shinji, my favorite Leicester player. And in this folder, you're going to put all of your footage, all of the stuff that you've created and all the things that you want to use. You're also going to save your Premiere Pro folder in here. If I show you my finished one, so this is the one I did, Game Design Showreel Example. I will share this folder with you so you can have a look. But in here, you've got your Premiere Pro files and all of the raw footage, some images that I've used, and the MP3, which is the royalty-free soundtrack. So you will have a folder with all of this stuff in it. Okay, so Premiere Pro, here it is. Obviously, if you find it on your desktops. Now, Premiere Pro is video editing software. It's relatively easy to get your head around. Think about the animation windows in Unity and Maya and keyframing. It's all that sort of stuff, very similar workflow. You are not video production experts. I'm not expecting top-notch work, but we can get quite a good level of professional product from just some quick basics. So what you need to do is do a new project, and on this very first window you're going to set this up. So again, I'm going to call this Game Design Showreel and then your name, and browse, put it in the folder that you've just created. So desktop, there it is, and select folder. The rest of it you don't have to worry about. It should all look like this. Hit OK. Okay, so you will see that we've got an empty Premiere Pro project to play with here. The very first thing you need to do is create a sequence. So this bit here is an empty sequence. We've got nothing to actually go at yet. So what you need to do is right click in this area in your project and new item, sequence. Okay, so right click, new item, sequence. If yours looks different to this, you want to be on editing. So this top bit here, you can change how Premiere Pro looks, but by default it should look like this. Right click, new item, sequence. And for this, it looks a bit complicated, but you basically want it to be 1920 by 1080. Okay, so this is going to give us a nice 1080p top quality video for use on Vimeo or YouTube, which are portfolio sites. I would go for Vimeo. It's slightly more professional and it's what's used to really sort of showcase top quality work, and that's what they're looking for. So 920 by 1080, 23.976 frames a second, so that's basically 24 frames a second, and you want square pixels. So if you go into the digital SLR and pick this very first one, 1080p, digital SLR 1080p 24, that will give you all these settings. Also, if you come down to custom, in here you've got standard HD video YouTube, and you'll see it's exactly the same. So look, 1920 1080, 23.976 square pixels, 24. But if you don't have that one, I've got that one because it's custom. This one is exactly the same. So just check. If you go into settings, you can have a look here, 1920 1080p square pixels, and this should do the job. The rest you don't need to worry about. It's really important that you've just got this set up 1920 and 1080. That will just give us a nice 1080p video. Okay, before you do anything, before you save it, make sure you label this. So again, game design showreel, and then your name, and hit OK. And once you've done that, you can see on here it's created our timeline, and that means that we've now got a almost like an animation window to play with. Okay, so what I want you to do is repeat that. I want you to create a new folder on your desktop, call it your name, Game Design Showreel. I want you to create a new project in Premiere Pro using the settings I used, and I want you to create a new timeline. Once you've done that, demonstrate that to Tutor and move on to the next video.